All right, so welcome to day 3 of the Parenting Breakthrough mini course quick start 7-day video series. So over the last couple of days, we explored your family's emotional landscape and started clearing the emotional blocks that might be holding you back. And today we're going to be tackling one of the biggest challenges that most parents face: how to create real lasting behavior change in our kids. So here's the truth. Most traditional parenting advice just doesn't work, at least not for the long term. So you probably heard a lot about punishment and rewards as go-to methods and timeouts and stuff like that for changing behavior. But if you're here, you already know there's something about these approaches that just doesn't feel right. Or maybe you tried them and they left you frustrated and disconnected from your kid. So today, we're going to dive into why those methods fall short and what actually works. And spoiler alert, it all starts with connection and not control. So let's start by busting a myth. For decades, we've been told that kids behave well when we reward good behavior and punish bad behavior. That sounds simple, right? But the truth is, this approach often creates more problems than it solves. So here's why. Punishment might stop behavior in the moment, but it doesn't teach your kid what to do instead. It just leaves them feeling scared, ashamed, misunderstood. And these are emotions that don't really set the stage for learning or growth. So on the flip side, rewards might work for a while, but they often create a cycle of dependency. So your kid starts behaving well, not because they developed internal motivation to do so, but because they're chasing the next sticker or the next toy or the next chocolate. So when the reward stops, so does the behavior. But here's the thing. Your kid isn't acting out because they're bad or defiant. They're acting out because they're struggling to manage their emotions, communicate their needs, or feel safe. And that's why punishment and rewards kind of fail. They don't address the root cause of the behavior. So let's talk about what actually works: connection. So imagine this. You're having a really hard day. Maybe you're stressed, overwhelmed, upset. How would you feel if someone yelled at you or punished you for expressing your frustration? Probably worse, right? So now how would you feel if someone sat with you, listened, and said, "I can see you're having a rough time. Let's figure this out together"? That's connection. And that's the foundation of positive behavior change. So when you connect with your kid during the toughest moments, you're not just stopping a meltdown or a tantrum. You're teaching them that their feelings are valid, that they're not alone, and that they can trust you to guide them through their big emotions. And when your kid feels emotionally safe, they are far more likely to listen, learn, and grow. Here's the catch. You can't help your kid regulate their emotions if you're not regulating your own. And this is where the concept of co-regulation comes in. Co-regulation means that before you help your kid calm down, you need to calm yourself first. But here's the thing. Your kid's nervous system is wired to mirror yours. And if you're calm, they'll start to calm down too. If you're anxious, frustrated, overwhelmed, they're going to pick up on that energy and they're going to escalate it. So think of it like being the captain of a ship in rough waters. If you panic, the crew panics. But if you stay calm and steady, everyone else feels safer. So when you model calmness, you're showing your kid what it looks like to handle big emotions in a healthy way. So here's your action step for today. Practice one moment of co-regulation with your kid. Step 1 is the next time your kid's upset, just take a deep breath before you respond. Use that moment to check in with your own emotions. Are you calm and steady? Or are you frustrated, anxious, tense? Step 2 is, once you've regulated yourself, approach your child with compassion. So you might say something like, "I can see you're feeling upset right now. I'm here to help you." Empathize with them. Guide them through their big emotion. Depending on their age and their needs, this could mean holding them gently, offering a comforting word, or helping them name what they're feeling. So for example, "It looks like you're frustrated because we had to stop playing. That's really hard, isn't it?" This might feel awkward at first, and that's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's just to practice. So every time you co-regulate with your kid, you're building trust, emotional safety, and a stronger foundation for positive behavior change. So we're going to dig into the workbook in a second here, but today you learned a really powerful tool for creating lasting change in your home. So by focusing on connection and practicing co-regulation, you're teaching your child how to manage their emotions and navigate the world confidently. So tomorrow we'll dive into some strategies for reducing tantrums and emotional outbursts, but for now, let's just take a moment to celebrate the progress you've already made. You're not just changing your kid's behavior, you're transforming your relationship and creating a peaceful, connected home that you deserve. All right, let's dive into the workbook. All right, so in day 3 of the workbook, the truth about positive behavior change. First exercise is a behavior pattern analysis. So describe a recurring challenging behavior that you're seeing. What is the behavior? Just give it a quick name. How often does it happen? And what's your current approach to when that pops up? What do you typically do? Now we're going to lay out an emotional regulation toolkit for ourselves. So just list 5 things that you could use to calm you down. They could be deep breaths. They could be stepping outside. They could be closing your eyes and checking in with your body. Whatever you think would work for you. And then list 5 things that your kid could do to calm down. And again, you can find these in the book. So dig in over there. And now this is your co-regulation strategy chart. So what's the scenario? What will you do to be calm? What will they do to be calm? And what's the outcome that you're hoping for? This is another one of those sheets that you can use on an ongoing basis as things pop into your head. And a nervous system check-in to track your own emotional regulation. Again, this is something you can do daily. But this is also like a journal where you can write down kind of a high moment of stress in your day. And so the time, 1 to 10, how big was the stress level? What was the trigger that brought that on? What tool did you use to get yourself right again? And then what was the outcome of doing that? So that is the end of day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4.